Hello, today I'm going to talk to you about security features on my operating system, both local and also network security. So one of the most important security features to have on your computer is a firewall. We can access the firewall settings down here through the control panel. To make things easier, I also have it set as a shortcut. So if we look in Windows Security, we can see that the firewall settings are here. So we can have a quick look into the firewall. And essentially what a firewall does is permit traffic or data to be either sent or received by the computer. The firewall will ensure that only permitted programs are allowed to send and receive data. And this will give you an increased level of protection. It will stop people accessing your computer that you don't want to access it, and it will also stop your computer send that information to people that you have not allowed it to. So you can see that our firewall is turned on here. We can also see that we can manually change it by allowing an app through our firewall if we wish to. So if we have a look here, we can see a variety of different programs that are installed, and you can see that they are allowed through both our private and public networks if they have a tick there in the box. It also uses something called to operate this firewall. I'm just going to open up this application here. It's called Windows Defender. So you can see, for example, here that the firewall is on, and there are a variety of rules that are set up. I've left it on the default that will allow programs or inbound connections or outbound connections to be either blocked or permitted. Ordinarily the default settings are fine, however you may find with certain programs that you need to tailor them or make custom arrangements. Equally as important as a firewall is antivirus software. It used to be that people would use a third-party antivirus software, however Windows now comes with pretty strong antivirus software as included within their packaging as the default. So we can have a look at our virus protection here. You can see that there are no current threats that have been detected, and ordinarily the computer will be programmed to a scan of the various files and folders on a periodic basis. However, we can, if we want, just run a scan at any given time. You can see, for example, here a quick scan is running. There are a variety of different scan options, from quick scan, full scan, custom, and an offline scan. Ordinarily it will run a full scan, as I say, on a periodic time that you can set. The other thing that's important as well with our virus software is to ensure that the virus definitions and known threats are updated on a regular basis. You can see, for example, this was updated this morning at 11:28. So we don't really expect to see any updates since then, but we can check for updates. Again, it will periodically check for updates for you, as seen there. It's important that this is done on a regular basis because hackers are trying continuously new and innovative ways to access your computer. It's important that you do have up-to-date virus software. A new thing to this version of Windows is also a privacy dashboard. So we're going away from our local system here and we're going on to our network. Under data protection rules, it's important that we are aware who knows what data. We are aware that we know who holds data about us. So various operating systems and online companies, Google, Facebook, Amazon, all store and various information about your browsing habits and your internet usage and your computer usage generally. So here we can see, for example, our browse and search history, location information, what of our voice activity has been recorded, and also what media activity, and so on and so forth. There's a whole host of information that we can see here that has been collected about us. And people would often be surprised to find out the amount of information that is retained, even though they may not know about it. Another important thing is our account information. So as I showed in a previous video, initially when you load the operating system, it will ask in this case for a PIN code to be able to access my account. I also mentioned that this is a fresh install of Windows 10. The reason that I installed from Windows 7 is because it is no longer supported by Microsoft. It's an old version of their operating system. By being no longer supported, it means that they are not anymore producing patches that can be downloaded to protect any vulnerabilities that are in the system. So they stopped that earlier this year, which is the reason why, having my data security hat on, I've decided to upgrade to Windows 10. So we were just talking there about account protection. We can go in here sorry, we're actually going to look at, bear with me a moment, account information. There we go. So this is account information. We can see here that is myself. I could put a picture there if I wanted to. The sign-in options, as I mentioned to you, I've used this Windows pin here. We could, if I had one, use a fingerprint or even a face scanner, but it's not something that I have on this computer, but you may find you'll be familiar with using those facilities from, for example, your mobile phone. We can also as well set up other users. So for example, we could have another user there. It's a good idea for everyone to have their own accounts, because we may not want other people to have full administrator privileges so that they can make changes to the system without our knowledge. So there's 4 different aspects for you of local and network security, and as you can see, Windows 10 offers a fairly complete suite of inbuilt protection for yourself.